Hello there and welcome back to Planet Coaster 2, yes. We're back on Planet Coaster 2, going to be continuing our park that we started last time. Has been a little while, but that's okay. We started off in kind of sandboxy mode. Now, of course, we do have the what you call it, we do have the normal kind of, I guess, settings on. For the most part, other than the guests limit. We just upped the guest limit. Let's just go ahead and continue here. Yeah, we're still dealing with money. We're still doing all the management stuff. It's not a true sandbox, other than the fact that we started with a completely empty park with nothing in it. So last time we had created a park that is completely open, completely fake, essentially, I guess you could say. I can't think of the words. It's completely temporary. There we go. One of those words will work. But yeah, we kind of did this park just kind of as a temporary park to make money while we go and work on the real stuff. As you can see, we got about $15,000. Not too crazy. Um, Also, do we have one of those workshops? I think we do. Yeah, right here. Do we got somebody working in there? Assigned for this work block. It is inactive. Next plan 15. Oh, at 15. Okay. They must be on break or something. That's just fine. Yeah. So we got that kind of done there. We're kind of going for the kind of a, no real huge theme or anything like that. But anyway, I noticed this map is quite a bit smaller as well, which is interesting. So yeah, today we're just kind of shape our park and how we want it to look. Essentially, just kind of doing a bunch of terraforming and stuff like that. Hopefully the tools are the same from the first game, because I was actually pretty decent with making a big old mountain. So and making kind of a mountain range. Luckily, this one we don't really have to make such a mountain range because there's already gigantic mountains around us, and then a massive river up on the edge, so we don't have to worry about that. Last time it was pretty open, so we made like a mountain range to kind of keep you in like immersed into the park itself rather than focusing on the all the outside stuff. But yeah, this one looks pretty good. And yeah, so um, it being quite a while since we last played this park, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to push this to every Friday. I think it's a good Friday game. I'm trying to spread out my secondary games. So you got Satisfactory on the main channel, and then you've got other games as a Satisfactory as the main on the channel, and then whatever game is the secondary. So that's kind of what we're going for. So I think this could be our Friday game. Speaking of, if you guys wish to vote on a game for our next Saturday game, we have a game being voted on right now into the community tab. You don't have to worry about anything. It's free and easy to do. If you want to vote, you just click on the community tab there on the YouTube page, and you can go ahead and vote on that game. It's just a yes or no essentially. But Assassin's Creed last week, Assassin's Creed Black Flag had gotten its Steam achievements, which kind of sparked a new interest in playing another playthrough. I played many playthroughs of that game on a few different systems, mainly console, but I also did one on PC as well when I first bought it on PC. And yeah, arguably one of the best Assassin's Creed games ever made. So I say arguably, it's just an opinion, okay? Whatever Assassin's Creed is your favorite, if you do play those games, yeah, it's like don't get all bent out of shape. Some people do. Some people are just like, how dare you? It's just like, I like this one. It is arguably as well one of the best pirate games ever. Really amazing pirate game. It's about 10 years old now. I think a little over 10 years old. I don't remember exactly when it came out, but yeah, I wanted to do another playthrough of it, and I'm doing another playthrough of it. But if you guys want to see it on the channel, you can go ahead and vote on that. And if we get enough votes, one way or the other, then we'll do that. Of course, if we get enough votes, yes, then you'll see it on the Saturday. That will be open until tomorrow. Um, so yeah, if you want to throw your vote, if you want to throw your hat in the ring for a vote, definitely do that. Anyway, enough of that explanation. I've wasted enough of your time. 5 minutes to be exact. Let's get to building. Okay, so basically, if you weren't here for my first Planet Coaster playthrough, the first park that we did, we never did finish it, unfortunately, because kind of lost interest in the game. I just had played it so much at that point, and it's kind of the same with this game. I kind of burned myself out with the campaign mode, so I'm like, okay, well, we'll just push it to every Friday. And plus, I've been super exhausted this week, so doing a secondary game every day for the week has been a little harder to achieve recently. It's okay though. But if you didn't see our first Planet Coaster park, for the Planet Coaster One park, sorry, that what we did was we had a giant mountain in the middle. Now had already made that mountain, just so I didn't have to worry about money. But we're gonna do it in this mode, in our park mode, rather than me building up the park and then or um, building up the terrain and then starting with that. We're going to go ahead and actually just build it. So me personally, I like the giant mountain, so that's what we're going to do. Let's grab our terrain tool. We need to make this maximum intensity, maximum size. Weird numbers with the feet. I never did understand that. Maximum hardness. Yes. Full mast. Scenery lock, no. Auto paint, yeah, we'll have it on auto paint. And then we need to raise. Okay, well, that's not a very big brush. Now, last time I tried the terrain, it was kind of laggy. So, but yeah, we're basically going to be going from here to, yeah, pretty much roughly where these trees are. That's a pretty good spot. And we're just going to raise the terrain. We're just going to raise the terrain to the height of the mountain that we want to make. Yeah, might take a minute there. Okay, so yeah, that did take me a little bit. Probably about 20 minutes. So I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna kind of speed that up, but yeah. So basically, you just want your. See, what I thought was it was gonna cost me money to terraform like the first game. Well, apparently they took out the terraforming cost, which I'm not complaining. I'm totally fine with that because terraforming always was very expensive. So you always had to have a good source of income if you're gonna do it while you're playing with the park. While you're playing in a park, if you wanted to terraform, yeah, it was always something. And I'm trying to decide if I want kind of a mountain range going this way, like a small one. I think that would be really cool, so I might do that. So yeah, we'll pull ourselves a bit of a mountain range here. I want to kind of match up with the terrain here, so I'm going to try not to edit too far because I don't want to mess with anything next to the line, because you can't edit past that line, so if you mess up too far, it's going to be very weird. Also, that water is very nasty. I'm kidding. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I just want a little mountain range here. And when I say mountain range, like we'll have a few peaks and stuff in here. Yeah, we'll just pull a leg or an arm, whatever you want to call it. We'll pull a section. I know my mountain started out looking like a gigantic thing that that does not resemble anything in real life. It was, yeah, it was funny though. Just like, what am I doing? Man, freaking hilarious. Yeah, we'll pull out a little bit about mountain range here. Won't be too long. Well, it won't be really a range. It'll just be an extension of this. But yeah, I think kind of pull out a section here. You want to kind of get these rough details in place before you continue on anyway. There we go. Something a bit like that, and then we'll kind of pull this out. Yeah, I had the lock to surface on. I was just like, why is this tool so weird? The tool is, the terrain tools are very similar to Planet Coaster 2, but they feel a little more primitive in this one. Like, they don't feel as nice as the first game did. But, you know, I'm okay with that, to be honest. I mean, they're not bad. They're more akin to, like, City Skylines tools, where, you know, the main focus of City Skylines is not terraforming necessarily. It's just building on what you have for the most part. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. And we'll pull this up here. I'm going to try not to do too many rocks, because that will cost us in the long run if we end up doing too many rocks. Especially, like, especially that'll definitely cost us performance-wise on FPS eventually, so we're going to try to do most of this natural. Pull it. Nodule there. There we go. So yeah, it's kind of sloping downwards. And what we can do is we can have like tunnels and stuff to get to this other side of the park. And yeah, we'll do a little bit here too, to kind of tie into this hillside here. So that basically we can have like tunnels for like a river and stuff like that. I think that'll look pretty darn good. Get those. We'll be putting those in anyway. Freaking cat! Damn cat's gone ballistic over there. I mean, this is natural for most cats. They will just randomly go ballistic for no reason. They're like, oh, I'm ballistic now. I'm a crazy cat. Rawr. Yeah, we'll just have another arm expand over. Just to kind of tie this. Like I said, you kind of want to get these details in anyway. But yeah, I haven't used these tools in quite a while, so I might be a little bit rusty with it. So yeah, I'll probably make some mistakes, some rookie mistakes and stuff like that. Yeah, it happens though. I mean, isn't that what my channel's built on? Is rookie mistakes? I should rename it to that. Yeah, this one won't be as tall as the other side. I say that. But yeah, you kind of want to pull this detail in right here. Trying to get a little bit of a... You definitely also want your mountains to be thick as well when you're doing mountains or the hills and stuff, because you want enough terrain to be able to manipulate, essentially. If you get too thin, it really starts to go weird in most games, so I'm pretty sure that's the same case here. They probably use the same type of deal. But yeah, this will just be more of a hill rather than a whole range of it. Yeah, there we go. So you kind of got your little mountain range that kind of covers both the sides here. This does need to be a little bit thicker now for the main body of the thing. So we'll pull this out a bit further. And you kind of want obviously you want your mountain to be smaller as it goes up in elevation. But it doesn't have to be too crazy, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You definitely don't want to do... Yeah, see, like right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this way and kind of do that necessarily, right? Yeah, right about there. But you don't want to do perfect. Perfect is what you want to avoid at all costs, because nature's not perfect. Nature definitely is not perfect. It does not do perfect. Nature's very imperfect. So you definitely want to kind of, if you want stuff to look natural, you don't want it to look artificial. Definitely do imperfections. So make it look imperfect if you can. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull this as well, like this here. The only problem is doing the backside is I really can't see all that well. Back here it's a little darker. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll pull this. Obviously we gotta pull this back out. And we want a big enough mountain because this mountain is also going to be a volcano style. It's going to be a water, we're going to do a water geyser. Now I know generally water geysers are not on the top of mountains, but I like a water geyser. So basically we want people to be able to go all the way up to the top where the water geyser is, have something to see other than seeing the entire park and stuff like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and we'll pull this out here just a little bit further, just to kind of tie us in to what we have made. Yeah, like I said, the terrain tool is a little bit primitive and it doesn't quite work all the time correctly. It's not definitely not smooth, I guess, is more of the thing there. It's definitely not smooth. We'll go ahead and do that. Okay. That's, that's not bad. Pull this out a little bit more. Right here, so it's not so flat. It'll be a little flatter up there anyway, so. And I know this mountain's not too big. Maybe that's why we decided to build a park around it, because it's not too bad. Alright. So now that you kind of got your mountain shape, if you got it the way you like it, I'll pull that up a little bit more. Down at the bottom. Yeah. Gotta shape it. Okay, so next thing you're gonna do, at least for me, let's see how this works. Again, like I said, has been a long time, and we'll see if it even works. Is we're gonna take this flatten to foundation. We're gonna increase our brush size so that it's nice and big as well. The hardness, we're gonna turn that down to 50. Let's see how that equates. Okay, I'm gonna turn the intensity down to like 70 maybe. Yeah, it's definitely not as smooth as it used to, or as the first game was. Okay, that's not bad. We'll go with that. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to try and smooth this mountain out just a little bit more and kind of get it more beefed up, essentially. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go a little bit down from the very, very top. I might even pull this top just a little bit more, so it's a little higher elevation off of the rest of it. Yeah, there we go. A little bit taller. That way it's kind of that'll give us more of a peak anyway. But yeah, we're gonna take our flatten to foundation and we're just gonna go. Now, unfortunately, I can't just click it like you could in the first games. You kind of had to hold it down, which ends up with that. I might turn the intensity down to 50. Let's turn this up to 70 then. Maybe we just need it the other way. Yeah, we're just going to put these flat spots in here. And then you're going to go down just a little bit further. Yeah, it seems to eat into the other one a little bit more, which is kind of... Oh man, let's turn that intensity way down. 825. Like I said, it's a little bit of a test. So if I hold it down, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what we want. And you want to kind of stay at the similar elevation and do that. And then we're just going to go to the next level just so you can see it. Now, they did change something. The weather and the seasons. I believe you can change this. Override weather. Oh, I don't want it to be... No. Off. Sunny. Can I change the time? Fixed sun. On. Let's go noon. Yeah, there we go. Now we can see what we're doing. Okay, thank you. I'm so glad, because you didn't used to be able to change all that stuff. You used to just have to wait. Time rolled on. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull this like this. And this is going to make your mountain look a little bit weird, but don't worry, we're going to fix that. This is just a section of the step. Or a step of the... This is just a step of the whole process, so... Yeah, it seems to be... Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's working. It's not exactly what I want, but it's close enough. Like I said, it's not exactly as nice as the first game's tools, but... So yeah, you're going to go all the way around your mountain here, kind of putting these little flat spots in here. Kind of staying at the somewhat same elevation-ish. Doesn't have to be perfect, like I said. Yeah, you're going to put these flat spots in here. Just like that. And then when you get down to this portion, we'll get down there in a second. Yeah, now that it's not as intense, I can kind of pull it out. I wonder if it'll flatten the surface, chisel. No, we won't use that yet. Roughen. No, we won't use those just yet. Yeah, since the intensity is down real low, that actually kind of works out having to hold it. But yeah, and you're just going to go all the way down your mountain doing little flat spots like this. Now this works really well if you're going for that rocky, the sort of red rocky desert style, where you got the where they've got like they've got those ridges in them and those smooth, like perfectly flat edges as it goes up, and that works really well. And basically, once you get to this point, you could just stop there if that's the kind of theme you're going for. You could literally stop here, and that's how you create that. So you make your mountain the shape you want it, and then to get those flat spots in there, you just take the flatten tool and just go around, and every so often just create another ledge that gets bigger and bigger as it gets down toward the level surface. And that's how you would create that essentially. Yeah, don't worry about the smooth tools or anything like that yet. We're not quite focused on that yet. Okay. Just keep on going. But yeah, basically what I want to show you is when we get down to this portion, instead of cutting into it like this necessarily, what we're going to do is we're actually going to follow it around like that, essentially. A little further, follow it around till it goes off of the edge, essentially. Said it's a very weird process. I turn that up a little bit more, maybe 40. So it's a little more intense. Yep. And then as we come down here, go a little bit further out, so on. Just creating those little ledges in there. And if you have a big old mountain range, you would eventually as you got into more of the lower part of it, you would put you would follow the flat spot around, or follow it and make a flat spot all the way around. So yeah, I don't think this is it's not really necessary in this, but it does make it look nicer in the end result. And now we're getting down towards the ground in that little hillside that I made. So yeah, go ahead and just fix that, or continue that. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, you can see, like, you can definitely see, like, you color this red and it'll create that, essentially. Like I said, it doesn't have to be exact. The tool is not working as well as it should, unfortunately. I'm not too terribly happy with that, but anyway. So now that you got that, now what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using the chisel tool. And the chisel tool, this is what's going to give you your mountain look, essentially. And you're basically just going to shave off pieces of your mountain. This is why you want your mountain to be real thick at the beginning, because it's going to thin it down quite a bit. And we're going to do intensity probably 80%, and hardness is pretty good. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come up to the very top of your mountain, and you're going to pick your edge. And it doesn't really matter necessarily how steep it is. It just depends on what you want. And you may have to chisel, not like it, erase, chisel again, erase, chisel again, and keep doing that until you find the edge you're looking for. Now, generally, I like to use a not very steep one. But basically what I'm trying to show, it's pretty hard to show it with the tool, but you can see how see how it tips? It tips down towards the angle. You don't want to be perfectly flat, but what you want to do is you don't want necessarily about a 45, maybe less, to your edge is pretty good. And we might even go 100% for that, just because this tool doesn't act very fast. But yeah, we're just gonna go like this. And you're just gonna slough off mountain bits. Like I said, what this is going to do is it's going to create your edge, because what this tool is doing is creating erosion. And the way we're using it, it's actually doing what you would call erosion to a mountain, and that's why mountains look like this. You can see how mountains, they got this nice flat edge. Well, not flat. It's pretty steep actually. And the reason you go less steep with your tool and not like super steep is because of the angle that it'll give you. Yeah. Just generally however you like. And you can see, if we pull this angle just a little bit this way, what we can do is kind of create a sloped effect. And you can see we're actually starting to see our erosion bits. Now this mountain isn't as far out as I would like, but that's okay. And you want to try and leave some of the edges that it creates, like some of these edges here. You want to try and leave those. However, what you can do as well, you can go partially down, and then we can do this. That'll create a nice sloped effect. And yep. And you can go any way you want. Don't have to go straight down. You can curve in like I did there, and then what I'll do is I'll pull this down a little bit further. But what I want to try and avoid is cutting into this. Because this is part of our mountain here. So when you start getting down to this one, you're probably going to want to pull from here instead, and then pull downwards, downhill. And you always want to try and pull downhill. You don't want to try and go uphill with it, because that'll ruin your erosion look that you're trying to go for. And if you cut down into the terrain, let's say you're cutting down like this, right? You're cutting down and you accidentally cut too far into your terrain. Don't worry about that. Leave it as it is until you're done, because what you're going to do is you're going to come back and you're going to fill all that back in and smooth it out, and it's going to make it look way better than trying to smooth it out and then cut another edge, and then if you do that again. And in fact, what you want to do is some of your cutting, you do want to kind of cut into that. So I'm actually going to go 100% hardness, and we're going to make this a bit bigger. We're going to go a bit bigger with this so we can slough off more mountain. And I'm just going to keep sloughing off until I'm happy with the way it looks, essentially. Alrighty then, now with that, gonna speed up that footage as well. Now we have our mountain. It is beautiful. Not really. We're almost done. So basically, the next thing we're going to go ahead and do, back to the tool. Sorry, I had a little issue there. Is we're going to hit the pull tool, and we're going to make it. Let's see, what kind of size we're looking for. Yeah, like maybe like 50 feet. That. That'll do. Intensity. Do like a 50 maybe. Let's go hardness 75, 76-ish. That's not intense enough. Let's go 75% intensity too. Because we're going to be going a little fast. But we want a small brush. Okay. So basically, the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is, you see all these edges that have been created, if you've been following along, of course. All these edges that have been created via your tool, your chisel tool. Sorry, this isn't chiseled enough to my liking. Go ahead and chisel that. Yeah, it's a little too lumpy right there. And then yeah, we'll pull out a hill right there. That'll work, ish. And maybe we'll pull one. Come on, give me the angle that I'm looking for. Gotta start from here then. Get another angle here. This isn't pulling out the way I like. Okay. I thought this was a fixed sun, by the way. Yeah, it is. So why does it look? Yeah, it's fine. Okay, whatever. It's fine. Yeah, this isn't exactly the way I want it. It's a little too smooth on this end. Yeah, I think I might have shaved off a little much. What I can do is I can pull some right there, and we can chisel it. There we go. Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, got a little more bumps in there now. Yeah, our mountain is looking a little bit thin on this end. Don't worry, we'll pump that up as well. I might just pump that up and make a bit. Anyway, so what I was saying was, so now that we've got kind of our edges here, kind of our slopes, if you actually look at the mountains around you, you can actually tell, because obviously these are done by artists. You can actually tell some of these mountains. See how the edges are kind of pulled out. They're really profound, I guess you could say, like veins essentially. I guess that's the best way I can explain them. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and pull those out. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up to one of your edges here, and you're just going to pull it out. Maybe that's a little too much. Let's go back to intensity 50. Yeah, you don't want to pull it out too much, but you want to pull it a little bit. And you're going to kind of follow it. Now, you can also create edges where there is no edge. You don't have to necessarily follow every single edge and do this. If you're like, I want an edge here, you can absolutely pull an edge out of the face and still make it look good. And of course you can always undo and stuff like that too, but yeah, so what we're going to do though is we're going to go ahead and pull this edge out, and we're going to kind of create this effect. You can see how it's kind of, it's pulling out the edge essentially. Like I said, you don't want to pull it out too much, but you definitely want to make it a little more profound and pull it all the way down to the ground for the most part. I'm going to pull out a double edge here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this edge down to here, and then we're going to split and go this way and follow this one here. And you can see what it's kind of doing. And you'll see a lot of mountains kind of do that when they get shaved off. You see how this one, it comes down this mountain. Up here you can see my cursor at the top of the screen, pretty much. It comes down here and then it stops and it kind of splits off and does that. So yeah, that's kind of what you're going for as well. So but yeah, you're just gonna use the pull tool, but you don't want to go too much with it. This one is a bit too much of an edge. I might end up actually pushing this down and reducing it. Of course, we can always reduce edges. It's no big deal. Yeah, I might have went a little too hard on that. Got to push that down just a wee little bit. Of course, we can also chisel it again if we like. Take our chisel tool. Let's see if I can get a decent edge right there. No. This. It's not wanting to... The chisel tool, as long as you hold the click down, it's supposed to... Yeah, that's why you don't go uphill. It's supposed to hold the angle for you. It's pull that, chisel it down there. Not so lumpy. Yeah, we'll pull that edge right there, and then obviously we split off this way. And this is going to be a lake. That's kind of what I started with. Because I want, on the front face of my mountain, I want a waterfall. That's why I kind of chiseled this a little bit more, because the waterfall would eat away at the mountain. Because obviously, like I said, we're going to have a bit of a hot spring style. Well, it's not going to be a pool, obviously. It's going to be, it's going to be a whole thing. But yeah, and I actually want to pull out this edge a little bit more than the others. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'll pull this edge out. And again, like I said, I'm a little bit rusty, so I know things don't look quite the way they should be. And when you're pulling into water with this, the land doesn't just stop at your edge of your lake. So you're going to pull in like this and kind of spread it out, because with a lake or a river, it's going to smooth it out as it flows by. It's going to eat away at it, which causes the smoothing effect, essentially. So, yeah, you kind of want this. I just, this was just to start out with. Because, yeah, as lakes and rivers, as the current moves and eats away at the land that it's up against, it slowly does that. But with mountains are so steep that once a section gets weak enough, it'll just literally shave it off like it's peeling, like it's peeling off its coat. Just like another coat. And that's why mountains at the very tippy top are usually pretty damn skinny, because there isn't much left, and mountains will get shorter over time as they erode at the very top. Now eventually they'll hit a hardened layer that they stay that way for many years, unless a big massive event happens, like an eruption, like a volcano eruption, or a big old massive earthquake, anything like that, where it'll disturb the mountain itself and it'll change its shape with those massive events. And then sometimes they'll change it pretty massively, like entire mountains can be literally broken in half. So much land being shifted around. It's pretty crazy. Of course, I could, I could be wrong on some of that. I'm not a, not a mountanologist or whatever they're called. That's the best I can come up with. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what they're called, but yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of, like I said, just gonna kind of pull out our edges here a little bit to kind of make it a little more profound. And then this one splits and goes down this way. And then I'm gonna make it split again and go this way. And then I'm gonna follow that. And with certain ranges and stuff, we definitely want to pull up and make it a little more, kind of like what I was doing earlier. Make that split off and go that way. I think that'll work. Of course, when we smooth this all out, it'll look a little better. Then we'll kind of pull that down there. Pull it down that way. Of course, with this, it's going to split, go down that way. There's another split here, which I might make that split again there, and then pull it that way. Then on this side, what we'll do is we'll make that split and join with this one down to the ground, and then I'll pull this out here, kind of like that. There we go. Again, a little bit rusty. I'm not quite as good as I was on the first game, but again, like I said, I stopped playing it, so kind of lost the ability to make these look good. Of course, I would spend hours and hours, I'm still spending hours and hours, just, not just by myself anymore. I just listen to music or listen to... The other thing I like to listen to is creepypastas. I like listening to scary stories when I do mundane things like this. It's quite a lot of fun. And it's just something else for your mind to focus on while you do work like this. And pull that out. Pull this all the way up here. So don't want to go too crazy with it. This one splits. You just want enough to where it's noticeable. If you go too crazy with it, what'll happen, you'll have these, you'll have a bunch of valleys and stuff in between. And that doesn't look good. At least in my eyes. It's like, could have done better there. And then down here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one split right here and join this. And then we can't have like a little... Fill that in. Yeah, so if you get too much of a valley going on, what you can do is you can backfill it in. And that'll make it look... It'll bring it back to where it was supposed to be. Alrighty then, so now that we've got that, man, we're actually gaining so much money. People are loving it here. I got 20,000 points too. Probably started unlocking stuff, but that's all right. Okay, so yeah, I'm fairly happy with it. It's a little lumpy in certain spots, but yeah, I'm kind of not wanting to put in all the effort. Just to kind of smooth it out. Now you can go one step further. Obviously, we can take this pole. What we can do is we can really make it small, like a 20, and we can pull out even further. If you want to go this far, you absolutely can. If you like, you can pull out your edges even further to like a very fine point, and it might might look better if you got some lumpy kind of edges like this here. We can kind of sit here for like 20 minutes and pull out this edge and make it. And of course, you probably want to go a little faster so it doesn't take forever. Yeah, we can absolutely pull out this edge and make that work. Now you can see how good that's looking. Actually, it's not too bad. Yeah, you can absolutely sit here and pull these out. Yeah, we can pull out the main ones. Just so it looks a little more clean, I guess you can say, clean cut. Take a little brush. Like I said, if you want to go this far, you absolutely can. I'll do a little bit. Usually, we made 94 grand. Nice. Usually I won't put too much effort into doing the very fine details. To be honest, it's all personal preference, right? So it's all how you like it. Yeah, that does make it look a little more profound. Just make sure you keep the brush moving, of course. Like I said, I'll pull out the main ones, but I'm not gonna sit here for another 30 minutes or more and pull out little edges like this. And then the other main one, which comes down this way. Let's give it a little more of an edge. We're not even on fast forward either. And we're making just so much money. There you go. Yeah, see? Gives it a little more of an edge. It's a little more profound. Especially when you get the shadows and stuff on it, makes it look really nice. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Here I go with the details. Look a little more. And we could pull out even more edging if you like. You can definitely pull out some of them. You can definitely do this here. Let's turn this up to 100%. Say we want to make this a little more profound here. We can go like this, and kind of pull this out. There you go. There's your details. your crazy details. Yeah, you want to kind of pull like that. We don't necessarily want to do it here because this is where my waterfall is going to be, but pull out those little details if you like. Just basically the little bits and bobs of your mountain. And the reason you want to do it at such a high percentage is not only because you're moving fast, but also when we go to do the next portion, a lot of this is going to kind of go away a little bit, I guess you could say. Kind of create some V's in this little valley here. V for valley. So, yeah, if you like. it doesn't make it look too bad. It's not too bad. Fill this in a little bit. Oh, it doesn't move as fast as I would like it to. Now I might get these bumps. But yeah, now we're going to go ahead and move on to the, you can do the roughen tool if you like. I've used that as well. Like if there's a particular portion that I'm not liking, I'm going to make it a little more rough, essentially. So what it does is this tool pushes and pulls at the same time, essentially within the same brush, and kind of gives it a little more of a rough look, if you like. I don't like to use it all that much because it does create these like weird divots, and I'm not too much of a fan of that. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take the smooth tool. We're gonna max out the smooth tool, of course. We're gonna take down the intensity probably to about 50%. I might lower it even further, depending on how this tool works. I've never used these tools in this particular game before. Okay, maybe 100%. A little bit of smoothing. Yeah, mountains aren't normally super rough like that. But you can see what it's doing, essentially. I might get rid of those divots that I put in there by accident. I don't usually like the divots, the roughen tool. Yeah, and since that's not going to smooth out anyway. Okay, there we go. Okay, we can take our smooth tool, just max it out, I guess. Man, this smooth tool's not very smoothing, is it? Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a smooth tool, and we're just going to kind of go over the mountain a little bit. You don't want to do too much smoothing. Be very wary of the smooth tool because it can get rid of some of your more profound stuff that you wanted to keep. So like I said, just be very careful of it. Basically though, what we're trying to get rid of is we're trying to see how these, you see this here, this right here, this is what the smooth tool is going to take away. You can see it taking it away there. Yeah, we definitely want to get rid of that specifically. We're not necessarily trying to smooth the edging and stuff like that. We're just trying to smooth the what doing the terrain modification tool, what it does is it creates those little triangles essentially, because the terrain's made out of triangles, and you can't really see them. That's actually really good, man. That is not bad. The terrain does look good. Even in Planet Coaster 1, if you zoomed in far enough, you could actually still see. You can still see the triangles there. But yeah, you can see them here in the stuff we've not smoothed. You see these? You can actually kind of see the little triangle bits. See, there they are. Yeah, these little triangle bits here. We take that smooth tool, and it gets rid of that. So. No, I wouldn't focus necessarily on smoothing near the bottom of the mountain just yet, because we haven't fixed that yet. Yeah, we're just going to kind of once over on the mountain to kind of smooth it out a little bit. Make it a little more profound. Make it look a little older, essentially. Yeah, this smooth tool is not exactly as smooth as... It's not as good as the first game, definitely. I am noticing that. But yeah, the smooth tool can give you a decent enough view, and it'll smooth out some of those lumps. Some of those lumps you'll have to smooth out by yourself. You'll have to manually go in and try to make them look a little better. Okay, and now as for the bottom of the mountain, we're going to go ahead and do probably flatten to terrain would probably be the best, but we're going to try and avoid too much. I'm going to like bring this down here. Yeah, we're going to try and avoid too much. We're just going to, just till we touch where the terrain is higher than what we're trying to smooth, so... Now right there, I'll pull that back a little bit so that we can smooth there. But You just want to try and pull out where the edge of the brush hit the ground, essentially. And you don't want to click and hold and go all the way around. You want to kind of small pulls, basically. So I'm going to grab this edge here, and I'm just going to, like that, and grab it again, grab it again, grab it again. Just keep click, hold, click, hold, click, hold, and just keep doing that, essentially. And that's going to pull it. So this will be a good example. See how this is like really dug in right there, where the tool really dug into the side of the mountain. So yeah, just kind of pull that out. And you may have to go back in and pull those edges, the profound edges that you were working on. You may have to go back in and pull those back to make it work good. So yeah, we're just going to use the kind of pull tool now. Right here, definitely want to kind of pull that in. But you see, I'm trying to like grab it and pull up, or grab it and pull a little bit. Yeah, because I don't want to cut into it too much. Now we're going to go ahead and pull. Let's grab this back down, or back to 75. Pull this back down to there-ish. Pull those edges back out. Where it kind of smoothed them around there. There we go. Yeah, see, I'm like cutting it back in, essentially. But if you're real careful, you don't have to really do too much pulling the land back in. Some of those edges you'll probably even want to pull out a little bit further like that. Because obviously it doesn't go straight smooth, does it? It pulls it out just a wee bit into the land. Yeah, you can see here, see those little bumps? That smooths it out. Oh, we did miss a spot. Smooth that back out. Oops. Why did it do that? A little weird right there. There we go. Pull that edge into there. There we go. Now this portion of the mountain I'm not too happy with. This one didn't really turn out as much as I would have liked it to. That's okay though. Just gonna pull these back out. There. That one. That one especially. Pull that out. Pull that out. Yeah. There we go. Okay. We pulled our mountain into the shape we want to kind of go for. Very nice. I know we're getting close to the end of our episode here, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and go to flatten to foundation, because basically the top of this mountain's got to be kind of flat-ish. And we're going to go ahead and do... Oops. Go ahead and kind of round this off here. And then of course what I got to do is I got to pull this out now to kind of match, and I'm going to have to re-smooth it back in to the rest of the mountain, but I want this to be mostly flat for the most part. Like I said, I'll have to pull this. I'll have to fix it, pull it back into the mountain so it's not so done there. But yeah, you want to kind of make your mountain first and then do this top edge, because this top edge is going to be ruined anyway. I could have sworn I clicked push there. There we go. Okay, let's see. How big is that roughly? Oh, can I not duplicate that? No. I want to kind of duplicate that. Alright, we'll take a flat ride. It really doesn't matter. Create custom. Let's see. Yeah, this is the one. Roughly. I wanted to get a kind of a reference here. Okay, that's a decent size, I'd say. Yeah, that's a pretty decent size there. Alright. Let's get that. Okay. And then this episode's all about terrain anyway. Oops. I'm gonna pull that out. The other thing I'm gonna do is just below this, we're gonna go ahead and pull out a shelf, essentially. Make that a little bigger. Yeah, I don't want to cut into the mountain. I just want to pull out a shelf. There's a very specific reason for this. This is where our water is going to be coming from, our waterfall. That a little smaller. Gonna pull that back into a rounded shape-ish. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, but okay. A little smaller, a little bigger. Doesn't have to be exact. That'll pull that shape, pull that mountain back into shape a little bit more. Push this edge. Yeah, this is gonna kind of be an artificial edge, essentially. But I am gonna try and make it look like it's part of the mountain. Yeah, that'll work. Just got a little shelf there at the top of the mountain. Alright. And I'll do that at some other time. But now we're going to go ahead and push. We need a relatively, let's go 100 feet. Roughly the size. Oh, whoops. I need to push. Okay. Let's do hardness like 75%. Still not doing what I wanted to do. Maybe smaller then. Let's go 75 feet. I might have to make this a bit bigger. 50 feet? Core down to the bottom of the mountain. Okay, not that it really matters, but yeah. We're basically going to do that now. We're going to go ahead and let's go ahead and paint this with rough rock. I think that's what the rest of this mountain is anyway. Because obviously with geysers it's so hot that nothing can live, obviously. Nothing's going to be able to live inside this area. Just wanted it deep enough, but yeah. Let's paint this all rock as well. Oh, the rest of this is not rough rock. Oh, I thought it was rough rock. Never mind. Oh, give me a moment. I guess we'll let's go ahead and make this rough rock. Rough rock will definitely give the more look I'm looking for. Anyway. Now you don't want to, when you are painting and stuff, you don't want to cover up too much of the green, because that'll kind of tell you where you can put like trees and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and paint around here, but I'm gonna try not to cover up this green. I do want those green to stay. So. rough rock does look really good. Does make that look good. Yeah, definitely up here. I might even do like top of this with like gravel-ish. Maybe not. Maybe gravel inside the hole because it's like super smooth. That just kind of blend nicely. What's this? Ooh. I like that rock too. Compact soil. Oh, I thought I clicked it. It doesn't matter. Large rock. I like the smaller stuff actually. Let's do pebbles. I do kind of like that. Like the rock's got this like rough edge to it. Looks really chiseled in spots. Ooh, that makes it look really nice. I like that much better. We'll go with the smaller texture so you get more texture out of it. Yeah, rather than this kind of rounded rock. Ooh. Oh yeah. I like that. That looks really nice. Gives it this like broken chiseled rock, like it's really kind of, it's very strange rock. I like that. I really like that right here. That is really nice. So pull that. This area. Let me paint in some green over there as well. Repaint in some green. Yeah, that looks really nice. I am liking that. Okay. So now with this hole, we're going to go ahead and fill it. Terrain. Let's do natural. What does natural look like? Ugh. Rough water is not too bad. Yeah, rough water looks nice. Ooh, I like it. The water is really good looking. Ooh, yeah, it would be calm, wouldn't it? Like super calm water. No, it would be rough. Yeah, it would be rough water. Nice. Yep. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to, this is how I'm going to create this essentially. We're going to go over here to, yeah, let's unlock some research since it doesn't cost anything. Oops. Research. We only have 2,700 points. Yeah, wooden coasters, research, water coasters, research, chain lift coasters, research, alternate lift coasters, research. Yeah, we're gonna get all the coasters unlocked first. First things first, coasters, and then everything else can come. And everything else can come later. All right. Scenery, custom, effects. water effects. Do they? They do. Oh. Yes, they still have it. So can I scale it? Is it scalable? It is not. Oh, man. I miss... This one's a small one. Top waterfall. 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 Trigger sprinkler. Water splash small. Medium. Large. Oh no, that's like the rapid splash. Oh, I missed the other ones, man. They used to have a big one. Oh, let's do advancement. Okay. Yeah, I'm sad that it's not scalable. Oops. I would love to have a much bigger one. That's okay. I want to put this deep enough. It's still fairly large. And I want it roughly in the middle. Okay. We're gonna duplicate. Oops. Ah! Duplicate an advanced move. It's very rough. We're gonna have to sequence these so it's all within time. it's a crazy geyser, like boiling out. Ah. Okay, hold on. Pause. I can't see anything. It's like I freaking can't see anything. Alright. And we're gonna select those. So they're kind of in a rounded shape, essentially. Confirm selection. Let's go ahead and group the scenery. And then... yeah. And then we're done. Okay. I do want to advance move it, though, so it's a little lower. It's harder to see. 10 feet. That'll work. Okay. Let's go ahead and play. It's a very crazy geyser. Alright. Okay, so yeah, we do need to sequence these. So we're probably gonna need a sequencer. Get the sequencer, edit trigger sequence, add objects. Can we add multiples? Yes, we can. Okay. Confirm. Yeah, play them all at once. This is good. Okay, we got them all. Play. What if we play for like 5 seconds? Oh, that doesn't work. Yeah, it's because it's a set. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's a little too low for my liking, though, unfortunately. I might end up hiding them with other stuff. So, okay, just gotta play the trigger sequence. Nice. All right, that works. All right, let's advance move that trigger. Oh, oops. Thought I was grabbing onto the green one. Yeah, those triggers are waterproof, right? Okay. And then let's go ahead and multi-select from selection, group. So now I can move the whole thing. I can just click on it and move it where I want it, or if I want to duplicate it, hopefully it'll duplicate the sequence as well. That sequencer does need to be a bit lower. That's I want to change the activation. How do I change the trigger only continuous? Okay. Yes, restrict times. No, don't do that. I don't want it to play every 2 seconds. Okay, no. I want it to be continuous, but I want to change the continuous. Edit trigger sequence. How do I make it so it only plays every like 20 seconds? Okay, that's jeez. Okay, continuous. On trigger only? I don't know what that means. Looping and on trigger. Loop hourly? Can we not go any closer? I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, dude, that's going to take forever. I don't want to... I'm thinking it's going to... I want it to do a little bit more than hourly. But yeah, let's say I wanted to do it every 10 seconds, right? Do I only have to create one sequence to do that? Wait, duplicate? Every... Okay, let's put it there. Okay, can I select the multiples? Am I going to have to duplicate each individual one? I think I am. Oh, balls. At least there's not that many. Oops. Instead, I have to like click on it, then click duplicate, and then drag. I can't just duplicate. But I'm thinking if I play it like this, it'll just play every 10 seconds. That's the hope. Yeah, so now it's... every 10 seconds is fine. Fine with that. it was playing like the continuous. It was just a little too often. Is that it? No. It's duplicate as well. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's not fast forward. Okay, so now the test is going to be sequencer continuously. That's nice. Okay, I like that. No, don't play it double. that is nice. All right, and we're gonna advance that. I guess I can do a double. You know what? I don't mind the double. Right, okay. I want to put the sequencer slightly above. There we go. Okay. Let's advance. Move this down just a wee bit, like 2 feet below. There we go. Basically making a geyser. Alrighty, well, now that we've got the geyser made, I do believe, though, that is going to be it for this episode of Planet Coaster 2. I know we didn't get a whole lot done, but we got our mountain. That's the main portion. That was the main whole deal. So next time we'll finish making this. Like I said, probably going to do this game every Friday. I think that would probably be the best. Also, just as a quick little reminder, if you'd like to vote on that game, anybody can vote on it. You just go over the community tab on the main YouTube page, and you can go ahead and vote on that game, whether we should play it every Saturday or not, whether you'd like to see it on the channel. If you've never seen Assassin's Creed Black Flag, we end up playing it, you're going to be in for one heck of a game. It is a good game. It is definitely worth the play again. It's definitely worth navigating the stupid Ubisoft launcher again. It's definitely worth it because that game is just that good, you know. Even though it's super old, like I said, it is over 10 years old. I don't remember exactly when it came out, but yeah, it is pretty old. So, you know, the graphics are a little dated, but it still holds up. It still holds up in my opinion. It really is that good. Back when Ubisoft actually cared about their games. Let's do rough water. Uh-oh. Actually, I'm not too upset with that. Yeah, I'm not too upset with that. I don't know. I'll just take out the water. But anyway, with that though, like I said, that is going to be it for this episode of Planet Coaster. So I know I didn't get much done, but I still do hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I would like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see here. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.